An animation plays with words coming in from different directions that reads, National Council on Independent Living Oral History Project, founding member Charlie Carr on the process of forming a coalition to pass the ADA.
So then we got to get in to see Vice President Bush at the time. And the reason that we got in to see him was because of the relationship of Evan Kemp and Justin Dart with the Reagan administration. So we got access to them. We flooded it. We flooded in and we met with Bush and we basically said, look, we want civil rights that were excluded from the Civil Rights Act. And that's for people with disabilities, not just people of color. And there were all kinds of red flags and, oh my God, this costs too much money, etc. He was really receptive to the intent, but we got him to promise that if we got the bill passed, that he would make sure that it would be signed. The time passed, and Reagan left, and Bush then was president, right? There's a lot of work to get behind the scenes to get the ADA passed. That was all orchestrated by Adapt, Bob Kafka. The other thing about the ADA and the role that Nickel played that was really an important role is among ourselves, we had almost all of the different disability organizations on board, but deaf people held out. They said, well, we're not disabled, we're deaf, and in order to bring them into the fold, and we really needed them. I reached out to Frank Poe, somebody I'd known for a long time, a good person, a reasonable guy. He was previously the executive director of the ACCD. At the time, he was at, I have to think about the name of the university. And I said, Frank, look, whether or not the deaf community identifies itself as being disabled or not, you're certainly not getting protection under the law. So we created a new title in the act. It was, I believe it was Title V, telecommunications. And that was the way that we reached out in all of the branch and pulled in the deaf community. And the reason that was so important is because there was a whole group of people now that help us to bomb the Congress with the visits, emails, all that kind of stuff. So it was a process. And it was like, what can you do for me sometimes? And I understand that everybody wants a piece of advice. So my job was to get as many groups together to be on the same page to get the ADA passed.